we'll get started. So if you're in this room because you're interested in Google Apps and Zoho CRM integration. That's the topic that Ricky's going to cover for the next half hour or so. As you know, we're integrating with Google, and our whole orientation is to provide customers with as much flexibility as we can provide. So whether you want to use Google and Zoho, or you want to use Zoho and Zoho, that's a possibility. So today, hopefully, we'll be able to cover all the questions you may have. Ricky's going to go through the steps of integration and the points of integration that we have today with Google. So without further ado, thank you.
All right. We've only got 30 minutes for this session, so I might go a little faster. Does everyone here have a Google Apps account? Anyone who doesn't have one? Okay, so the parts that are only included with the Gmail integration will be the calendar and the mail itself. If you have a Google Apps account, we'll cover everything on here. All right, so we're going to start with how do you add Zoho CRM to your Google account. So inside the marketplace, simply just search. And here it is right here. Has everyone done this, or has you guys not done this? You have? Okay. Simply just add it now, and then from there it will appear over here. And if I click on that, we'll go right into the CRM. All right. So this is what we're going to cover today: adding users from Google Apps, importing contacts, configuring the Zoho Mail add-on and Gmail and Google Mail, embedding gadgets into the email, pulling in Google Docs as attachments, syncing your calendar between CRM and Google, embedding in Google Sites, and exporting tasks. All right. So, go ahead.
If we already have a Google App account and a Zoho account, it looks like I'm signing up for a new Zoho account with the method you just did. Do I still do that same thing in Google Apps, in Google App Marketplace?
From here?
Yeah.
Yep, you'll have to.
I've already got a Zoho account?
Yes, you still have to do this.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so within Zoho, your Google Apps settings can be found under Setup, Apps and Add-ons, and you click on Google Apps. This has already been configured. When you have not configured it, these options won't be there. It'll just be a green configure button, and you'll have to give it permission to pull information from Google Apps. Once that's done, you'll be able to see all of these modules, and we're going to start at the beginning and work our way through. So the first thing is you can grab users from Google Apps. The important thing to remember here is that all of these users will automatically be given admin rights. So once you pull them in, make sure you go into the CRM and change their profile. Otherwise, they will have access to anything and everything. All right? So all you have to do is put a checkbox next to who you want to add, scroll down and add to Zoho CRM, or add them all at once. All right. So it says right here, if you want to make note of that. Okay. Now you can also view your Google contacts inside the CRM. So you can pull contacts and import them into the CRM, and all those contacts will be assigned to you. So when I click on that, what it's going to do is pull all of my contacts from Google. Same way, I can select.
Does it pull them in as leads or contacts or what?
It actually pulls them straight into the contacts section. So obviously, if you've got personal contacts in here and everything, make sure you're only pulling in your business contacts. So make sure you just don't select everything here. But yeah, it'll just port them into the contact section. It's going to map the fields. So we have a mapping system where it puts first name and first name, last name, etc. So all those fields in Google will map into Zoho CRM. So that's what happens.
Does that pull from everyone's contacts, from the users who selected from the price screen, or is it just my personal?
It's going to be yours.
Mine. Okay.
Yes.
So if my other Google users want to do that,
Then we have to.
go in this setup. And
Yes.
what's theirs?
Yes.
Does it also push any Zoho contacts back to Google?
Yep, so we're going to cover that right now. So you can set up the syncing to be one-way or two-way. So you choose the option, and then here is where you can choose what contacts you want to pull in and back out, back and forth. So you've designated in Zoho, they're going to be under different filters. In Google, they're under different headers as well. So make sure you just link, your business contacts will go into, this is a custom view we created called GApp contacts. So that will just show the ones that came from GApps. Here, once again with duplicates, if there is a conflict resolution, you do have to choose which one is going to get priority. If it's going to be the Google contact or the Zoho CRM contact. Same deal, it's based on the email address. All right? Here is the mapping and the occurrences. So you can have it daily, weekly, monthly, or just set it for a one-time. Okay? And this is what's happening with the fields. You can change these, but this is what happens by default. All the fields will get pulled in.
Do you have any plans to have the syncing done real time?
In real time, right now it's a limitation from the Google side on how much information can be pulled, and that's why there's limitations. So it just depends if they open it up for live syncing. All right, anyone have questions on contacts?
I'm sorry, does Google plan?
Does Google plan? I'm not sure. Yeah, they limit how much data we can fetch constantly from them because we're fetching their calendar. Other companies are fetching maps, fetching a bunch of things. So there's a limitation. Yeah.
Does it pull all the contacts? So when I use Google, it has my contacts, and I have other groups I can pull.
Mm-hmm.
Does it pull everything? Like
So-
all the emails I sent?
Here are your groups.
Oh,
So you
okay.
can designate which group you wanted to pull in.
Gotcha.
Yep.
That's cool.
All right. Let's move on. So we're going to talk about Google Mail. This will also cover Gmail as well, so for people who have just Gmail accounts. You have to enable the Zoho Mail add-on in order to see your received emails inside Zoho CRM. Otherwise, you will only be able to see the sent emails. So if you click Send inside Zoho CRM, by default, all those will show up. But if they respond back without the Mail add-on, they'll only appear in your Google account. They won't show up inside Zoho. So it's important you have the Mail add-on. It's only POP3. We don't have the IMAP setting available. However, when dealing with duplicates in the server, you can designate if you want to delete from the server as well. So it's one feature from IMAP that we can bring over. So I'll show you how to do that. So you can either configure it from there, but first you do have to buy Zoho Mail add-on. So it will tell you here once you purchase it. Once you purchase Zoho Mail add-on, you have to scroll down to Subscription Manager and activate it for that user. You'll edit and make sure that green dot is filled in. At that point, this tab will become available. So this is also linked to that exact same Gmail account. So you can see things back and forth. So in order to set this up, you click on Settings, and you're going to Mail Accounts. And I'm just going to go ahead and edit one of these. No, that won't work. Let's see. Yeah. All right, you can just add a POP3 account right here. You need the incoming, outgoing server. All this information is available inside Google. It's in the settings. There's an option called IMAP POP3. You click on Other, and it will show you all this information that you need. And then you just fill it in. It will test it out to make sure it works. And then your email will be pulled in live. The advantage is now you can send emails from either system, and it will show up in both places. Okay?
Can you go over some of the limits between POP3 and IMAP? Because I experimented with this before, and there was some crazy thing that one doesn't do versus the other that kind of killed it.
The biggest thing was the deleting duplicates, like having duplicates. Like if you delete on a POP3 account, it will still be in your other account.
What about red email? Does it, like, if you read it in Google, does it show up as red in Zoho and vice versa?
No.
Yeah, that was the deal.
That and your filters, your folders, things like that won't show up.
Right.
So that's the limitation.
So what's up? How come you guys, I mean, it looks like a great integration, but you guys aren't, I mean, I know IMAP's an issue.
Mhm.
Is it really a huge technical problem not to throw?
Not to have IMAP? Do you know?
Yeah, IMAP, we are in the process of bringing it.
I'm sorry?
He's,
We are in the process of supporting that feature.
You're in the process of doing it, okay.
You have an ETA on that?
Soon.
yes.
No, it's your question.
Well, let's say you have the account, right? You've upgraded to the email account, and then you had my email address on there. What would happen if somebody sent an email to me? Would it go to you? You had my password and everything. Would you be able to receive my emails on your account, say we're buddies and we're working in an
Inside Zoho?
Yeah,
you mean?
inside Zoho. Will it go inside Zoho?
They will still go to you, but you can set up how you want the actual email, if you want them to be private or public. Let's go into here. So when you buy the mail add-on, you're going to select if you want your emails to be shared. So then if I got an email and then you logged in, if my emails are shared and you click on that lead or contact, you will see my email. Or you can make it private so no one else can see it but you.
And then is there a limit to how many email addresses you personally can put into your personal email account?
I mean, as in choosing right here, how many email addresses? Is there a limit?
'Cause I have like 6 already. Does it-
I don't believe there's a limit. I've seen 10, 12 different emails under one account. So.
Do they all have to be Gmail based or
No.
can it be
No.
web-based?
Mail add-on works with any email.
When you're using the mail add-on, will emails start to automatically show up in like a contact? If there's a unique email address for contact, and you get an email in
Like-
through your Gmail account, does it automatically show up as under the contacts email?
Yes, yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes.
And can you have more than one email for a person for a contact? Like some people will have their work email and personal or whatever. I might have 3 or 4 contact emails. Does it still show up automatically if you register that, or is it only one?
Yeah, you have to be having only one email address in a record.
Yeah.
If you want to track 2 different email addresses, 2 different
So it does
same
do that
person,
now.
then
Okay.
you have to have 2 different contacts.
Oh, yes, you need 2 separate
Oh,
contacts.
no, whoa.
So he's saying
Just back up here. So I have one contact that has 2 email addresses.
it's only going to work on their primary, on the one that's dead.
Works on one, so.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you have 2, he's saying split it into 2 contacts and have 2 primary emails.
That's not a good
Right.
solution.
Is that being worked on?
The same person.
Is that?
No, it's in the bottom of the list. In the meantime, clone.
All right, any more questions? Email?
If I wanted to keep using, like you said, I want to do the sync here, right?
Right.
I want to send an email through my Google Apps Gmail account. Would that email show up as sent under a contact history?
Yes, it will.
It will.
Yes, if you scroll down to emails, it will be there as a sent
No, I
email.
didn't use Zoho to send that.
Right, and that's the advantage of the mail add-on because it will sync, yes.
Only when you sync though,
Only when you have the mail add-on, it will show.
only after you synchronize.
Right, yes. Yes.
Okay, if I have a Gmail account and it has been configured as IMAP,
Uh-huh.
do I need to change it to POP3 to then pull it into Zoho?
To change your Gmail account?
Yeah, if the setting for Gmail is IMAP,
IMAP.
not POP3, do I need to change that? Or can I have Zoho see it as and treat it like a POP3?
It will treat it, right.
Is that what you're saying?
It will treat it because I have my personal email sent to my iPhone as IMAP, and I have it integrated with my demo account as POP3, and it does work.
That's what I-
Yes.
It does work.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What about handling threaded conversations? First of all, I guess in Gmail, I have mine set, the default is threaded, number one. And number two, are you actually duplicating the data, or are you just viewing all the email records on Google? Or are you actually duplicating that data onto the CRM?
We're duplicating the data. That's why you have the option to delete in the server or not, because it's actually creating a duplicate. And then the thread, if there is a thread, it does group it inside Zoho CRM, and you'll hit the plus and you can see the whole thread like you can in Google. Yeah. All right. So I just covered this. These are your privacy settings for your email. Right here, you can choose each email account and then set them. Record level sharing is nice, so you can just share it with certain users and you don't have to share it with everybody. Okay? All right, so embedding gadgets. This is a cool feature here. You can embed gadgets into Google Sites, Google Mail, and iGoogle. So in order to do that,
Could I ask a quick question on that?
Yes.
That sharing records with emails, because I tried to configure Zoho Mail a while back, and there was a point where I had to configure that sharing at the customer record. So I had to look at the customer and decide at that point who I was going to share the record with, which wasn't possible. Is it reversed now? Can you turn that on for accounts, or how is it?
it's based on the account, yes.
So it's at the account level, so somebody has to turn on whether on or off, because the default was off, I think. So yeah, I had to look into all my customers and decide.
Default.
Which ones. Default was off on this in Zoho Mail a while back. So somebody had to look at every customer and decide if record sharing should be on or off, which was impossible. It was impossible in our case.
Yeah, it's on the account level now. So
Right. So at the customer account level, you understand what I'm saying? If I want to share emails with everybody in my company, which I do, is that default on or off?
does it default on or off?
Is that to
I believe
share-
it defaults to
is it
private.
Emails on or off? Is the default setting on or off? To share.
So you're wondering if it's defaulted as private or public?
Right. Yeah. So
I believe it's private, right?
Yeah.
The default is private.
So private causes huge problems in the adoption of this because we have thousands of accounts. So how do we go into each account and decide? There's no automatic way to really do all that.
You have to log into each person, go into the setup, and change it. Because by default, everyone's emails are private. So.
It's, I'll explain it later. It's
Okay.
a more difficult question.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
All right. I don't know. This? It's about probably 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
So we have a choice. We could run over time, or we're out of time for this session.
Okay. How about I'll do it gadget.
Should we go another 10 minutes? You guys want to go a little longer? Yeah? Okay.
All right. So let me show you how an embedded gadget works. So I'll grab one of these test emails here. So once the gadget has been embedded, you can literally scroll down and search for that account within Gmail. And then Zoho CRM will let you know if this account exists or not, and then you can add it as a contact. If it exists, you can create a task, add a note, and add a potential right from Google Mail itself. Why is it taking so long? Let's try another one. There it goes. So it found this contact in the system already. So here I can grab a task, add a note, or even create a potential right here.
Do you do it at each user account level, or you do it globally?
You mean like when each person is logged in, they can add their own, right? It's on the user level, yeah. All right, so if I added this note, it shows that it was just me that created the note, right?
I mean, enabling the gadget itself.
Oh, the gadget, enabling the gadgets?
Yeah, in terms
So Yeah, it's based on the user, so each user has to be activated to have Google Apps access. Yep.
Thanks.
Yep. And here, if you have a Google site, you can embed the gadget into the Google site as well. All right? There's a few other options. I think Orkut is on there as well. You can, if anyone uses that, I don't know, but you can embed it in there. It's more popular outside the US. All right. So this is what's showing right here. If it doesn't exist, you can designate if it's going to be a lead or a contact and add it right in. Okay? You can also add gadgets via Google Labs. If you're not familiar with that, you can add a gadget using this URL inside Google Labs, which is an option in the settings inside Gmail itself. I just need to copy and paste this link. All right, so Google Docs, as you've probably seen under attachments, there is an attach from Google Docs option. It lets you choose where you want to pull the file from, and you can simply just attach it. It's as simple as that. Anyone have questions up to this point?
Levels for enterprise?
Yeah, that's everything. All right, this is the calendar syncing. So same with the contacts, you can do a one-way or two-way sync with the calendar. So I'm going to show you where that is in here. So I'm going to grab. All right, so first thing, you'll name the calendar and choose whether you want a one-way or two-way sync. Same thing with contacts. You have to choose a conflict resolution winner. So if the event is at the same time, you'll have to choose who gets priority, which system.
Can you scroll back up just a little bit?
Yeah. Okay. And then here, you'll choose the calendar inside Zoho and the calendar inside Google. And then choose your sync interval. The maximum we have, or the fastest we can do, is every 6 hours, and that's another limitation from the Google end. Yes. All right, anyone have questions on the calendar? Yes.
If you have to change something, where should be the priority in changing an event? Should it be on the Google side, or if you're syncing both ways?
If you primarily use the Google Calendar, then you might as well have the Google Calendar win in case of a conflict resolution.
And how can you, on the Google side, put what contact that event goes to, so that it stays synced up?
So like when you add the event from here?
For example, if you had the event from Zoho, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't associate it with a contact on the Google side. So if you make the change on the Google side, it just shows up as now another event. A separate, double, two events.
Let's see. We add.
Or even if you change the time of the event or anything.
You got an answer? Go where? Oh. Yeah, he's asking how does it know what contact that it goes to? Yeah. In Google. He doesn't know, right?
This is recommendation for the future. I mean, one of the cool ideas would be because most people live in the calendar, would be able to push from the Google Calendar to the Zoho instead of having, because most people live on the Google side of the calendar function. And that's where most of their phones, everything is synced up in that aspect of the device. So Google then push it to Zoho instead of doing it
from Zoho.
It should be Google, but I know that some of the APIs on the Google side are very limited. What can be done? So probably a browser plugin, maybe a browser plugin that could be done.
To just push from the Google Calendar?
Google Calendar back to the Zoho side.
The same way with email that you have it, that you can tag it to a certain
Right.
client. If you could do it from the calendar side, that would be helpful, so that now that event goes right to the customer's record.
Right.
And I think
Okay.
that's in lieu of Google solving the real-time sync. Because if
Right.
real-time sync, that's all the way, but they don't have it.
Yeah, they don't
So I
have
think
it.
that's a great solution for it.
Let's see. All right.
All these settings begin to do for each individual user, correct?
Yes.
And then do that user, what kind of permission do they have to have in CRM so we can set them up this way?
So they just have to have access to the Google Apps permission,
No, I mean,
but they have to have the add-on as well. There's a Google Apps add-on.
So they can have a standard profile and role?
Yeah, that won't matter as long as you grab the Google Apps add-on for that user and the mail add-on as well. And you'll need both. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're out of time, right?